Hey there, this is Workbench with Workbench Quagmire with our free code camp Python certification in 100-ish days. This is day 53, and we will be wrapping up our second Python certification project. And just as a reminder, we don't actually do the project. I don't want to go in here and just start typing out the code and have people kind of watching along. So basically, I created another project that's similar. It's not simple. Um, and walk through it and maybe add a little bit to it, which we have. So, Free Code Camps has a budget app, and we have a project app. So, we have like a project tracker app. So, where they have categories, we have projects. Where they have deposits, we have a time budget. So, we create a time budget. We log hours against our project instead of withdrawal. We get the balance. I believe we use the same method name. We transfer time between projects. We can check how much time is remaining out of the budgeted time on a project. We have a way of printing the project, so it looks like this with our init or our string method. And then I went through and created the code for this, which is this graph. It was pretty tough. I kind of had an idea, and I was thinking this was actual absolute hours, and I noticed, oh yeah, it's actually percentages. So I don't have to. I was trying to figure out, okay, well, I got to figure out what the maximum is, and maybe give it 20 more or something like that, so that we could plot this. But this is actually percentages, and something interesting happens because this is withdrawals only. As you'll see, I created a little project file that uses our module, and it came up with some results, and I was like, well, that's kind of weird. And then I remembered that it's only withdrawals. So I do a transfer in there, and the transfer kind of throws things off because you add time in, but it's calculating against the original time. So let's jump into the code. So here we are. I've closed, it's up here. I've only got these two files open. I got rid of the, let me clear this out. Spoiler alert. I got rid of the testing file because I'm not using it anymore. I didn't write any of the tests for this. I barely figure out how to make it happen. So, you'll notice here now, this is a module. And if we try to run this, so if we type Python, budget, project tracker, it gives us these print statements that said, hey, this is a Python module, import the module to use. So there's no like main function in here. I don't know that it would make a lot of sense to have a main function in here that did anything. So we have that. And now we have this project file where we import from the project tracker, project create time chart. I noticed I was spending a lot of time creating a lot of this stuff and testing it as we went along. So I just created this file here. We now have 3 projects, kind of like the demonstration for the graphing in the Free Code Camp project. So we create 3 projects. We add a time budget for each one of the 3 projects, 40, 20, and 80 hours. We log hours against each project, and we transfer hours between project 3 to project 2. And then we print the chart with the projects here. So before we run that, let's go back to our create time chart. So that's actually, is that correct? There we go. So here we are, create time chart projects. So this is a list of projects. And basically, if there are no projects, we just want to return the header, which is percentage time by project, and that's it. If we have projects, then we go here, we create this empty list for logged, and for each project and projects, the total amount of log time is the negative project time. So this is just the withdrawals of project time. So we're checking if the project time is less than 0, then we add it to our total logged, and then we append our total logged to our logged list. So then we say our total time is this log time. And then we say if total time is equal to 0, then the percentage is the length of the projects times 0, or for the project at 0. So we do all this math, we get the percentages, and then we build our chart. And again, percentage spent by category. Oops, this needs to be project. This is the code I used in my instance of Free Code Camp. And Free Code Camp didn't balk at that, probably because that's what they were looking for. And then I had to go in here and kind of change everything for our project. I copied the code in and was like, hey, I need to change all this because it doesn't make sense. So this creates the bar lines. So we're going range 100. Then these are the steps. And we're creating the strings with the O's for the charts, just like you saw in the example. And then we append that to our chart. Then the horizontal lines. So we 3 times the length of projects was 3 plus 1 is 10. So we have 10 horizontal lines where we append to the chart again the string, which is spaces plus dashes times 10 in this case, plus a new line. And then category names vertical. So this takes the project names and it finds the maximum one. So for name and project names, the default's 0. And then in range I to max length. So it's going to go, iterate through these names for the objects one by one until it prints all the characters. Again, we're adding to this chart, which is just a big string. And so when we're done, we return the chart. And that is kind of what we got going on there. There's a couple things. I'm going to run this real quick so you can see it. And then there's a couple of things I want to change because I noticed some items. There was something I wanted to do in the beginning that I didn't do. And then there was something that with formatting, it's kind of screwed up. So we run this and then we get, let's go back to the top here. So added time budget to project 1. And as you notice here, we used the project name. So that's not hard coded. So we add the time budgets and then we print the object. So we get that, we use that string method to print it and we say time budget. And then 40, 20, 80 for each of those. Then we log time against project 1. So we have the time budget of 40, meeting prep -2, meeting 1, 37 remaining. Same for project 2, we get 12. And project 2's running low. So project 3, 80, -10, 70. And then we transfer from project 3 to project 1. So you can see here the meeting prep meeting, and then we have project 2, 5 hours, and then 2 transfer from project, it's cut off. So that's one of the things I want to change. And then we get our kind of weird chart down here because it's only looking at the withdrawals. And I was kind of expecting to be able to go, okay, 17 divided by 2, and you can't do that. So you're 8 out of that. So one of the things was that formatting. And then when I looked at the project, Free Code Camps, they don't actually want those brackets. They want the that they actually say the things within the brackets should be the project name. And then down here, one of the things you can do is enter a project name without capitalization, and it just prints the way you enter it. And I remember when I started the project, I was like, well, I want to fix that. So let's fix that first. Let's go into our name, and we should be able to say self is name dot capital. Actually, let's do this. Python, and then from project tracker import project. And then we're going to go dir project dot name. Okay. See what attributes it does have. Let's do this. Dir. So format ends and code counts center casefold capitalize. So we should be able to name dot capitalize. Save. Okay. Let's see what happens now when we run my projects. So all we can see down here, all the project names are capitalized now. So that was the first thing I wanted to address. And then the next thing was this thing here. We don't need these square brackets. They actually cause an issue. It's interesting because the 30 character width ends up causing you to have to use pretty short project names. So, all right, so that's fixed. Let's go over here and run this again. And so now you can see here where we got transfer to project 2, we can read it, and transfer from project 3, we can read it there as well. We have capitalized names. So that all works now, and we have completed the project. So thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Let's see what we're going to dive into on day 54 of our Python certification. So we're building object-oriented programming, and we have a couple of theory sections. That'll probably be day 54. This will be day 55, maybe day 56, and day 57, probably. Oh, this is a big section. So we got lots of content to go through here. These theory sections are generally one video. This may be 1 or 2 videos, depending on how fast it's going. Try to keep them at 15 minutes or less. So that's what we got to look forward to. So thanks for watching the video. I'll see you next time.